Welcome to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Gisela K, and today we're going to be looking at updates that I did share on my community post this morning, around 2 a.m. my time, but we're going to dive deep into the new details released in the Kathleen Moore case, as well as do an updated map time. So, let's get started with that. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and if you are new here, then welcome to the Grizzly community. I hope that you will consider hitting the subscribe button and the bell so that you don't miss out on anything Grizzly True Crime. It's a fantastic community, and we want you to know what we mean when we say map time, overtime every time, and all that kind of stuff. Also hectic, and oh my word. And what about what, and all of that stuff. So today I want to show you, I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller, put myself in the corner, just so I can show you this article over here, because I found that this one, TampaBay.com, this article, my word, they've got all the details, all the updates we could ever want from all these 10 different articles are in this one article. I'm like, all right, great. So, a body found in Newport Richey Tuesday has been positively identified as Kathleen Moore, a 34-year-old Pinellas woman who has been missing for more than a week. Pasco County Sheriff Chris Nocco said during a news conference Tuesday that Moore's body had been found earlier that day and that it was positively identified via identifying tattoos. The news comes a day after Nocco announced the arrest of Moore's boyfriend, 30-year-old Colin Knapp, in Moore's death. And yes, that's a picture of him. He's a very angry little boy, oh my word. And he's got such a rap sheet, this guy, oh my word, of the same behavior. Nocco said a person who was out on a walk. Now, who is this person? Is it Dog the Bounty Hunter's team? Was it Dog the Bounty Hunter? Because that's what is being said, but why don't they give him credit anywhere else? It's on his Instagram page, but anyway, let me know if you know. Nocco said a person who was out on a walk found Moore's body around 11:30 a.m. It was found under some brush, about 50 yards, that's not far, from Knapp's house on Carmel Avenue. Moore was last seen in the area around 1 a.m. November 29th. Knapp faces a second-degree murder charge. A handful of Moore's friends attended the press conference on Tuesday. We were kind of holding out hope, said Noelle Castidio, 38, who knew Moore from their time working together at Applebee's. But now, it's closure. She said Moore was the life of the party, and she liked to cook steak and watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians with Custodio's niece. Custodio knew Moore for about 6 or 7 years. Sometimes, she said, Moore would show her text conversations with Knapp. Based on those texts, Custodio said she knew Knapp didn't treat Moore right. I wonder what he texted, oh my word. Also, I'm holding a hot water bottle, random news, and it's just like, oh, it's so cozy while I'm making videos, so it's just like right here. I'm hugging it, okay? Fury's sleeping, so he's not here to keep me warm today. The investigation began November 30th after the sheriff's officers in Pinellas and Pasco counties started a missing person report for Moore, according to a criminal complaint. Investigators talked to several people who said they saw Moore leave her home in Largo, with Knapp sometime after 10 p.m. November 28th. Moore's friends told authorities they had been trying to contact her by cell phone since the evening of November 28th. A friend told investigators how unusual it was for Moore to not be responding. Okay. One friend called Moore's cell phone multiple times on November 30th, and a man experiencing homelessness picked up and said he found the phone in a Walgreens dumpster in Pasco County. Remember how I was speculating which dumpster it was, and I showed you that on map time in the last map time? So wait for today's map time. We'll go over some more things, but it really was that dumpster. Remember how we drove around the Walgreens, round the back, and we looked at that blue dumpster? Yes, that's the dumpster where the cell phone was found. I like how this the writer of this article is very sensitive to how to say things, and they say a man experiencing homelessness. I really like that instead of saying a homeless man. You know what I mean? It's nice how they write it like that, because he's experiencing homelessness. I don't know. It's just such a positive way to say it. It's just nice. I think it's very respectful. So, the man told Pasco detectives he was living in a small camp behind Walgreens, and he found the phone in the trash around 11 a.m. November 30th. The man said he turned on the phone and its mobile data and later got a call from a woman, Moore's friend, saying the phone belonged to a missing person. The man then gave the phone to a member of management at the Walgreens location, which I think was awesome of him to do that. You know, I don't know. I'm from South Africa. Where do people find things? Finders keepers. So it's amazing how he found the phone. He was all curious about it, turned the phone on, turned the data on. And then when someone phoned her phone, he's like, oh, missing person, and then handed it in. Detective later learned there were no surveillance cameras facing the Walgreens dumpsters. So when I was showing you guys the dumpster, some of you were asking, but are there cameras there? Like I saw your comments. Quite a few of you wanted to know, were there cameras there, surveillance cameras? But they actually weren't. There were no surveillance cameras facing the Walgreens dumpsters. I wonder if he knew that. I would assume so. Has he done anything like this before? Yes, he's done the DV thing. DV, all sorts of stuff like that. Mistreating women, but killing? I don't think he's done that before, but we just never know. Detectives interviewed Moore's roommate, who told them the last text Moore sent to him said she was being accused of things I'm not, and she wished she could find a nice guy to be with. Oh my word, that is just so sad. That's the last text that Kathleen Moore sent to her roommate. A guy goes to him and said, I'm being accused of things I'm not, and I wish I could just find a nice guy to be with. The roommate told authorities Moore regularly used her Facebook page, and it was unusual she hadn't posted since November 28th. And there is the house. What are they doing? Medical examiners are seen in the area where the body of Kathleen Moore was found. Oh, okay. Pasco detective spoke with Knapp on November 30th, and he told them he was with Moore and some friends the evening of November 28th. He said he returned to his house in his 2006 black Cadillac with Moore that night, according to officials, and confirmed the two were in a relationship and planned to stay together that night. It's like a redundant sentence. If he's like, we're in a relationship and we plan to stay together that night. Yes, one would hope so. As consenting adults in a relationship, that you would be spending the night together that night. I'm just saying, it's like so weird the way that he says it. If he said it like that, I don't know, it just sounds weird. It sounds like over information, which just sounds like deceit, which it now is because he was hiding the fact that he murdered her. The two arrived at Knapp's house after midnight and got into an argument about what to eat, he said. Okay. Knapp told detectives he and Moore were both intoxicated, and Moore said she wanted to go home. Knapp said she left his house on foot, and he didn't know where she went, according to documents. Ah, the good old, I have no idea. She just walked out the door with her backpack. Yes, at 1 a.m. or whatever. Okay, dude, we believe you. I'm not saying it can't happen. It's just like, these stories that they pull are just so lame. How do these idiots think that they're going to get away with this kind of nonsense? I'm glad they don't get away with it, but like, seriously. Yeah, she left on foot. We were fighting about what to eat, both intoxicated. She said she wants to go home. Walked out with her backpack. No idea where she went. Authorities say Knapp told them that after Moore left around 12:30 or 1, he went back inside to play his Xbox. He said he didn't leave his house. So again, when you overshare, there's too many details. Like, I went inside to play my Xbox. You know, I didn't kill her. I went inside. Xbox. I think he could have just said, well, she left around 12:30 or 1. Now, what does he mean by he went back inside? Because he said she left on foot with her backpack, according to his little story, and he had no idea where she went. Well, could you even pick a direction, seeing as you were apparently outside, because you had to go back inside? Anyway, moving along. Okay. Authorities say Knapp told them that after Moore left around 12:30 or 1, he went back inside to play his Xbox, and he said he didn't leave his house. The detectives noticed a strong smell of cleaning chemicals in Knapp's home. Sounds like Chris Watts. The complaint said. Knapp allowed the investigators to walk through the house except for 2 rooms he said belonged to a roommate. Detectives found no evidence of a struggle and didn't see any cleaning supplies, the complaint said. Now we're sounding like Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer literally had a dead body lying on the floor of his bedroom when police helped walk a 14-year-old back into his apartment, looked around, saw no sign of struggle or anything, and they just like, okay. As we say in South Africa, shup shup. Like, right. I mean, I'm not blaming the police there. It's just amazing how, yes, just behind one more door, you won't believe what you'll find sometimes. So when he's like, oh, those 2 rooms, no, it's roommate's room. So really, what was going on there? One detective mentioned how clean Knapp's house smelled. And of course, you know what he replied? It was his day off and he spent it cleaning. Sure. I mean, he probably did, but not because it was his day off. His day off. Even that. It was my day off. I spent the day cleaning. Oh, you're a good boy, huh? Surveillance footage from Knapp's neighbors showed a black Cadillac driving west on Carmel Avenue around 12:15 a.m., November 29th. The Cadillac was seen again at 12:21 a.m. 6 minutes, huh? Like it had circled the block, the complaint said. The car was seen for the 3rd time traveling east on Carmel Avenue around 1:20 a.m. Okay, so it was driving west. Okay, I'm probably pointing wrong for you. Whatever. It was driving westward first and sort of went around the block, and then it drove east on Carmel Avenue around 1:20 a.m. The footage corroborates Knapp's account of when he returned home, but it refutes his claim that he did not leave his home again, officials say. There's no surveillance footage showing Moore leaving on foot, according to the complaint. Right? Detectives returned to Knapp's home again around 10:30 p.m., November 30th, for another interview. Knapp allowed detectives to search his home and both his vehicles, and he consented to have information from his cell phone downloaded. Okay, so he'd probably deleted a bunch of stuff, done a little factory reset, Speaking of factory reset, have you seen my episode on the updates with the Delphi murders? Did that last night. Please do check that out. Very interesting. So, I'm talking more about the Delphi murders on this channel next week, Tuesday. Make sure you go set the reminder for that. And tonight, I'm doing a live stream talking about Summer Wells. My top questions. Okay, so let's just see this quickly. Okay. Knapp told detectives he played Xbox online with a man in the morning of November 29th after Moore had left. So now not only did you go back inside to play Xbox, now you went back inside to play Xbox with a man online. Like, you just have to add. Like, really, you're trying to build your case here, dude. He then said he left around 1:15 a.m. to go to his place of employment, Harold Seltzer's Steakhouse, to inventory their meat before returning home. Yes, because that's what you have to do at 1:15 in the morning. Oh my word, I have to go inventory the meat. Off I go to work. Detectives found inconsistencies in Knapp's story, according to the complaint. Knapp previously told detectives he was too drunk to drive Moore to McDonald's before she left on foot. Okay, so were you fighting about going to McDonald's or what? But they said he could drive to his place of work at 1:15. See? Knapp previously told detectives he was just too drunk to drive her to McDonald's. But off you went at 1:15, ne? To go and do meat inventory. How intoxicated were you? Now you're doing inventory of your meat supplies. Okay, that sounded weird. Inventory of your meat supplies at your workplace. Intoxicated. Oh, I'd love to grill this guy, just like question after question. He also made statements that an unknown person picked up Moore. Oh, so now she left on foot with a backpack and you have no idea where she went. But also an unknown person picked her up. Knapp said Moore was wearing a light blue Rugrats sweatshirt, black pants and black shoes, according to the complaint. Moore is seen wearing the sweatshirt later in a Snapchat video from her cell phone, authorities said. Detectives watched footage from Harold Seltzer's that shows Knapp arriving at the restaurant in his Cadillac after 1:27 a.m. November 29th. The footage is grainy and makes it hard to see specific movements, the complaint said. Knapp is seen going inside the restaurant and staying there until 1:53 a.m. I wonder what he was really doing in that time. Was it really just about the dumpster? Or was he doing something more sinister? Detectives searched the dumpster, which is... Oh my word, what if he was like dismembering it? Okay, sorry, moving right along. That is so scary. Okay, detectives searched the dumpster, which is only used by the restaurant, and found black bags that were different from the mostly clear trash bags inside the dumpster. In the black bags, investigators found a black and grey bed comforter, a red bed sheet, and white mattress cover, all stained with what looked like to be a significant amount of blood. Okay, blood's probably from the house then, right? Several other items believed to belong to Moore were found in the trash bags, including a debit card, car keys, and a Rugrats sweatshirt, detective said. Investigators also found a pair of brown work boots, a grey shirt, and men's grey cargo pants with blood on them, the complaint said. 3 different pillowcases that matched pillowcases photographed while searching Knapp's house were also found. Detectives interviewed Knapp again at the District 1 office building. Knapp confirmed and identified photos showing what he and Moore wore while out at bars on November 28th, detectives said. He also identified himself at Harold Seltzer's wearing grey cargo pants. Yeah, that was me. Knapp agreed that the photos of the pillowcases and bedding found in the trash matched photos of bedding taken inside his home on December 1st. Knapp grew upset with the line of questioning, the complaint said, and left the building. Detectives followed Knapp's movements using a court-allowed tracker that was placed on his car. Detectives followed as Knapp drove north, out of the state. On December 6th, a Florida Department of Law Enforcement analyst made a positive identification of Moore's blood on the grey cargo pants that were found in the dumpster and identified by Knapp. The sheriff's office then got a warrant for Knapp's arrest, and he was taken into custody and booked into the Pasco County Jail on Monday. He's facing second-degree murder charges in Moore's death. Sergeant Michael Rosa, who's heading the investigation, said Knapp was initially cooperative, though inconsistent with the information he provided, but he has now refused to speak with deputies. Rosa said the time and manner of Moore's death could not yet be confirmed. All right. So that is a very solid article with all the information we could ever want. Next up, let's do map time. Oh yeah, we're going there. So we're starting off again at Whiskey Wings, St. Pete. That's where Kathleen Moore worked. I'm still not sure exactly where the group was partying that night. I thought it was here, but I'm not 100% sure where they were out having drinks and stuff with their friends. If you know, let me know. I actually just want to make this a little bit bigger, shall I? Yes. And... yes, Kathleen Moore. That's my little project. So let's do this. This. As in, you can see my project name there on the on Google Earth. Like that. How's this? Okay, they can't stretch anymore this way. So, Whiskey Wings, St. Pete. And then we go from there. And we go to his house. No, we go to the 7-Eleven because he said they went to 7-Eleven and that she was with him. I'm also finding it interesting that he says she was with him in the car and went to his house. But the friend says that she left her. Yeah, the friend says she left her car at her house in Largo, and then the two of them went in his car. And there's someone else that I've seen on other articles report that she took an Uber from the friend's house to the boyfriend's house. Anyway, she ended up at the boyfriend's house. 7-Eleven, they went there. And he said that she was there. So I don't know if they picked up snacks or what they did there. The Walgreens is literally across the road, as you can see. But let's first go to his house. That is his house. 7149 Carmel Avenue. And as you can see, hey, some of you did comment that. What about those? Did you see the woods behind his house? Yes, I saw it. It's just unbelievable how freaking obvious this guy is. That searchers, investigators were looking in this area when they were looking for her. But they now, as you saw, did you see that previous article? Wait, there was one article I didn't show you here. One of the private investigators said that they believe that her body was dumped there after searchers were in this area. And they also said that the state in which her body was found was not as decomposed, and trigger warning, did not have as many flies as one might expect, which kind of implies that he preserved her in some way, which I find really scary. And I think that would be in a freezer or something at his house. I don't think that would be at the steakhouse. There's too many people there. But, yeah. Oh my word. It just, who knows what he was doing at the steakhouse. But 50 yards, let's just get, where's that little tool that we want here? Listen over here. I want to do the starting point here. Let's just do that. Yards, there we go. That's 64 yards. Wow. So actually, just say done. I want to start a new one. So we're going to go from here. They said northeast. So there's north. There's east. So in between northeast, I'm going to do this. Look at 50 yards. Her body was found 50 yards northeast of his home. Like damn. In this area. In a wooded area like that. That's so crazy. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. So that means he wouldn't, maybe not, I don't know. Maybe he didn't have to drive there or what? Could he hop over here somehow? I'm trying to see if you could get there. I would assume so. How would he get there by car? I think he would have just, let's just see. Around the block? What you doing around the block? I'm just looking. I think he would have gotten over, oh, he would have gone into the woods himself. Let me know what you think. Let's go back to 3D view. Because I can't see what type of wall he would have at the back there. I can see a wall here. Interesting. Now let's close that. And zoom back out. So there's his home. Okay, we've got the Whiskey Wings, we've got the 7-Eleven, we've got his house, yes, and we saw where her body was found. And then we've got the Walgreens, which is where the dumpster was at the back here. Here. So here's the drive-through that we went through, and the dumpster was at the back here, where they found her cell phone, where the man experiencing homelessness found her cell phone. And then, what do we have next on here? The Harold Seltzer Steakhouse. There's another one close-ish. It's a little more south, but I think geographically this one makes the most sense of where he would have worked. So come, little man, show us. Woohoo, we're flying there. Oh yeah, we're right in front of it. Okay. Welcome, Harold Seltzer Steakhouse. We're looking around. We're going to the front. Aha. Why are they blurring out this one cow? Or the bull? What? So this is where he went. What was he doing there for half an hour? 27 minutes. At 1:27 in the morning. And where did you park and what did you do? Where's the camera? I'm just looking. Gulfview Square. And there's, okay. Harold Seltzer Steakhouse. I just quickly want to go down here. Yes. And then what's that? What's back here? Not much. There's just this. Interesting. Did he go in here? Wow. Okay. So there's that. And then remember that they found, remember, actually, that's what he did, didn't he? I wonder if he made a call at that time. But there was a request to have the dumpster emptied out, taken to the landfill, which is what triggered detectives or investigators to go and look in this landfill, which I believe is this one. They said a Spring Hill landfill. Thank you. There's a few of you Grizzlies that sent me this. Thank you so much. On Instagram, on email as well. So this one makes the most sense, and it looks like the correct one that they showed on WFLA. If I'm wrong, let me know. But they went to this landfill, and this is where they found the like bags of clothing and things like that. And the blood on the clothing matched her DNA. So there we go. They said JB from WFLA said they were sort of not rushing, but like really working hard to get through a whole bunch of new stuff that was dumped there, because he said it's so not well lit here, obviously, when it gets dark. That it was like a race against the sun. You know what I mean? When they were just searching out here. Oof. Wow. I don't know. Landfills fascinate me. I like just how many humans there are on the planet, and how we all just put our trash just like in the trash can, and just like every week we take out these trash bags, and it can be all sorts of things. We do recycling in the trash bag and whatever. The Netherlands is very passionate about recycling, it seems, which is great. But you think of how many of us there are on this planet, and how these landfills are just all over the place, and they've got all that crap in it. It's just so weird. Like, how sustainable is that? You know, especially if it's plastic. Anyway, I'm not trying to get environmental on you. I'm just like always like, whoa, landfills. I'd be so curious. It's probably like a true crime thing as well. Like, what all can you find there? And then lastly, we've got the Pasco County Jail. That's where he's sitting now. Yes, you are sitting in there, buddy. My word. Interesting. Let's see if we can fly over it like this. Nice. Okay. So let's see if he's going to get life imprisonment or what. What will his sentence be? And now he's not talking. And he's lawyered up, of course. Anyway, that is what I have for you for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you tonight or today, later today. It's not always tonight. For me, it's tonight at 9 p.m. But that means 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and noon Pacific Standard Time. So I hope to see you this afternoon. If you're in America, or tonight if you are in Europe, or in the morning if you're Australian. Think about all these time zones. It's amazing how many people watch from all over the world. Thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you there in the live stream. And what else? With the Delphi murders, I will be on Murder Academy, the channel called Murder Academy with Stephen Stephen Keogh on Friday, discussing the Delphi murders with him, and then he's going to be a guest on my show next week, Tuesday. So I hope you will set the reminders, and that I'll see you there as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed learning more about this case. If you like the way that I present true crime, please do hit the thumbs up. It's not about liking gruesome murder cases. Sometimes that feels awkward, right? Where you're like, I don't know, should I like this now or what? Like, you liking the way that I present true crime. And if you want to, leave some comments below, leave your thoughts. I mean, the Grizzlies all communicate with each other as well, which is amazing. Thank you for being so great with that as well. Answering each other's questions. It's really nice. It makes for interesting conversations. And what else can I tell you? Yes, remember to be mindful of those red flags. And at this point, based on everything I've learned this year about DV, if your man has got a history of that, run. Find a safe place. Okay, I can't just say run, because you have to. If you are in a relationship, a DV relationship, there has to be a safe way, a safe exit strategy, and there are many help centers across the world. So I would recommend that. But if you are not in a DV relationship, but your partner has a history of DV, I would strongly consider running. If you feel that the instinct, the inclination to do so. Be mindful of those red flags. Because, oh man, rather safe, rather with us than sorry. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.